Hi, everybody. Welcome to Best Whole New World. And we have the beautiful frozen beloved at the moment. We have to defreeze her.
Can you do that, or do I have to do that?
You've just become stationary. So I hope you guys can see her online perfectly here. And we're going to be talking about high vibe gifts today on Journey to Awakening. There she is. She's back again.
Hi.
There we go. Okay. So, high vibe gifts.
Yes.
Besides the fact that joy is the highest vibration and the season is buzzing with it because everyone's so excited and delighted that they've got gifts coming their way.
Yes. So here we go. We're looking at the vibrations of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much that happens this season. So I think the focus for us is, let's take a look at two of the main Western celebrations.
Okay.
Happened this season, okay? One is Hanukkah, and one is Christmas, and of course, Yule. But we'll just look at Hanukkah and Christmas right now and save Yule for next week. Okay. So there are so many powerful things in these two celebrations. And one of the things that's so common to both of them is the light. They are both festivals of light, honoring light. Hanukkah is honoring the light that comes with the menorah, and Christmas is the celebration of light that began with the star. Yes?
Right.
We look at the gifts that are given. First of all, the oil that was received.
Well, hold on just one second. Let's just go back here for a moment because I think what you just said is a little profound for some people. So just because, so the menorah, right, for those that are unaware, has got 10 candles?
Well, it has eight.
Eight.
And then there's one that's called the shamas, and that's the servant, and that's the one you light with. But the story of Hanukkah, the reason that there is a menorah is because in the temple, there's always a light. That light never goes out, ever. And there was, the oil was running out. So someone made a journey to get more oil. And during that journey, there was enough oil left for 8 days until the new oil came. So that's
eight little candles that are lit.
Exactly. So the festival of lights, and that's the whole thing for Hanukkah. I mean, that's the underneath.
Right. So Hanukkah actually is 8 days?
Yes. It's 8 nights.
8 nights. Right. 8 nights.
Yes.
Okay. So that's perfect. So then you said about the star. Christmas started with the star. So what you're saying is the star that the wise men saw.
Yes.
Yes. Just so that people are clear, because they're like, the star, my Christmas tree? Like, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. No, I just
that's what Christmas is about.
I just hadn't.
Yeah. Okay. No.
I was going to unfold all of that. Yes. So you have the lights of the menorah, and then you have the light of the Star of Bethlehem that the wise men followed, knowing that the king was born, right? The Son of God, Yeshua, was born. So both of these come into being with light, which I think is so beautiful. Now, here's the thing about gift giving. The three wise men brought treasures, and they were the most powerful, beautiful, heartfelt treasures that they were bringing to their king, to the birth of this beautiful new one, Yeshua. Somehow, maybe the idea of what a true gift is has taken a back seat, has gotten lost, has gotten tainted. And the true
No, do you
gift.
think?
I know. So the true gift is the gift of the heart.
Yes.
And when we give to someone, we're giving a piece of ourselves. Not a piece of a toy company, not a piece of a catalog, not a piece of Amazon. The true meaning of gift is to give of ourselves. So that's why I like to talk about high vibrational gifts and gift giving and getting back to that. How can we do that? What are some of the things that we might do that I call high vibe? And for me, number one, it's of the heart. Right. I want to share something with my friend. I want to share something with my love. I want to share something with my children and my grandchildren. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the other part. I want them to receive it and it to touch their heart when they receive it.
Right.
So
what if though you want to give, you feel you want to give something from your heart, but you realize that the person that you want to so give it to is, for lack of a better word, closed to receiving it.
Okay. Or another way to say that might be it doesn't fit.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I think part of giving that gift is understanding the receiver's heart.
Okay.
Understanding the recipient. If I have a heart gift that I want to give that I know would be just perfect for this person, mm-hmm. and it's not, then perhaps I've misunderstood who that person is. So there's a consideration there also, mm-hmm. right? We want our gifts to be a connection, a soul connection, a heart-to-heart connection.
Right.
In that sense of gifting.
So if somebody feels they want to give, right, and I think this is not just in this spirit, but naturally people like to give advice. And I can say, you can ask my daughters, they'll say, my youngest one just said to me, did I ask you for your advice? And so what you're basically saying is be aware of what the receiver's heart is wanting and meet that, because ultimately there will be so many people have maybe disillusionment over when they give a gift and it isn't received because they were really thinking about themselves and what they wanted to give versus the heart of the receiver and what they wanted. Is that correct?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
That's like advice. When you were talking about advice, I believe when I give advice, I have an agenda. And that agenda is, gosh, I'd really like you to see it my way. Right?
Yes.
I mean, that's what advice is.
Yes.
So I can give unsolicited advice, mm-hmm. and I like to use that phrase, which is absolutely disrespectful, dishonoring. Mm-hmm. It falls into passive-aggressive behavior or aggressive behavior. Mm-hmm. I have a way of doing it with my kids where they know it's coming, and I'll say, can I be a mom for a moment? Can I put on my mom hat? And they'll say yes or no.
Right.
And if they say yes, then then I will, give them my gift. And if they say no, I will also be giving them my gift of silence.
Silence.
Right? And sometimes that's the more difficult gift, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Even with my clients, I will say, may I say something? Or
Right.
I always ask for permission when it comes to words and advice, because I think that is so important. When we say words, and you and I have talked about this quite a bit, when I say something, I breathe life into it. And when I say something, it's my understanding, it's my impression, it's my truth. It might not be yours.
Right.
So there's a fine line there. And once words are spoken, I've never seen a way to take them back. That's just never happened.
You have to dissolve them.
I know. You do a lot of inner work, a lot of crossing the bridge. So, yes, that's a really big gift and understanding.
So
Because
I'm understanding, but I think, sorry, just to silence, right? The gift of silence, that is very powerful, because we talk about ourselves going into silence or finding that, space. But giving someone silence,
yes,
is keeping our experience to ourselves instead of contaminating their experience.
very well said. Yes, yes. There are other times too that we want to give ourselves a gift of silence, where we want to give ourselves a gift of silence. And some of those times are when we have something, we have an idea. We've received that idea and we're going to do this. That's it. Yoo-hoo! This is what I'm doing. It's sometimes really difficult for me because I want to go, oh, look what I'm going to do, or look what I.
Right.
Here's the thing. If I can give myself that gift of silence and keep it within until I'm ready to really birth it, to really energize it, one, it becomes more powerful. But two, it allows people who think maybe that's not the finest idea they ever heard. It gives them an inability to say something and put that on my idea, on my project. So that's another time that we can give ourselves a gift of silence.
Yeah, and that's kind of like you get an idea and it's the seed. So you may even see how the seed of a lettuce is going to become a lettuce and how good it's going to taste. And you can really almost experience it the moment you get that thought, that you receive it in that seed. Yet it still has a timing to grow and to blossom. And if you share that immediately with somebody, they could just turn around and deliberately even, or sometimes just of an old pattern, go trample your garden.
Yes, absolutely.
And your seed is still going to come up because it's your vision, but now you just have more work to do to prepare again.
Get those weeds out of
the soil.
Weeds. Feed it more. So that's a really important gift of silence that oftentimes we don't think about. Just let things nurture within. Like, let this holy temple be the soil that the seed is coming through. And then when it's ready, it comes forth, which is a good way to do it.
So the gift is the presence, and the presence could be silence, whether to yourself or to someone else, heart to heart. Am I getting it?
Yeah. Yes. The gift of silence. Either way, heart to heart. Very important. Yeah. And for me, I like giving gifts of experiences.
Mm.
And some of the things that I really enjoy is gathering a group together. I have a wonderful group. There are 4 of us, and we do creative days
Okay.
where we get together and we all do art of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And we get together at someone's home, and we will bring food, have wine, whatever, and we'll spend the whole day just making jewelry, painting, color, whatever it is. It's such a lovely gift. And so that's really a high vibrational experience and way to do that. So if you have friends that are creatives,
Mm-hmm.
a lovely gift you can give is to open your home and invite your couple of friends over. You can ask everyone to bring something, bring a dish, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's lovely. It's an experience. It's such a good way to do it. And if you're not creative in that way, if you're not artistic, you can still get together, whatever your interest is. You know, movie night is a great way to have an experience. Is getting together that way.
Yes.
And these are beautiful gifts of the heart. I mean, just lovely. I now, for my grandchildren's birthdays,
Mm-hmm.
I've started asking them and giving them a choice. Would you like this or would you like this? And one is always the experience. The other one's something I know that they've been wanting. And they always choose the experience. And it's
So are you saying, do you want an iPad or do you want to go hang out with grandma and spend the day?
well, maybe not an iPad. But
Okay.
yeah. And sometimes what the gift will be, what the experience will be shopping.
Yeah.
Like I will often take kids before Christmas,
Right.
and we'll go shop,
Right.
and that will be the gift, and then the gift goes under the tree.
Right.
But and I do that on birthdays too.
Yeah.
As
Yeah, my mom used to do
to-
that for my
yeah.
birthday. It was the experience of knowing we'd actually go so-called back to school shopping. My birthday was like a month later, so it was like back to school and birthday shopping. And it really was, I remember that whole experience of doing it and getting to select the stuff and, knowing that it was my gift, but it really wasn't about so much the gift. I remember it is about the experience.
Yeah, it's about the experience, about spending time. When my kids were growing up, we didn't have sodas in the house except on their birthday. And we went the day before,
Mm-hmm.
and they could choose a 2-liter, a big bottle of whatever they wanted.
Right.
And when they got up in the morning, if they wanted to drink it, they could drink it. That was their thing. And when it was gone, it was gone.
Right.
And that became part of the gift, because that was something that was important to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we say high vibration, anything that touches the heart,
Right.
is loving and open. And they remember that. Like you remember going for your birthday and shopping and that sort of thing. So I'm not saying that a high vibrational gift cannot be something tangible.
Right.
Not at all. But just being in the heart and really remembering that that's what it's about. When we gift, and see that as a verb, I'm gifting you.
Yeah.
I'm gifting you. And again, taking the other person into consideration as to what they're having.
And I just like to, like this particular time of the year, we're considering it because of the time of year. But for me, gifting and being is the purpose of life, right? It's a day-to-day, moment by moment. and to bring awareness, as you're saying, to what we're speaking, because what we're sharing in the world, in a sense, we're gifting the world with, right? And so do we want all that things that we're saying actually, are we thinking of it as a gift, or are we thinking of it as trash, in our conversation? And if we really start to raise the awareness level of what everything we're doing in our actions, our conversation, of what we're giving to someone else in that process, you get why the millennials are going, well, what the heck did you guys do? You just left us with a pile of trash to clean up in this world. Yeah. You left us with archaic systems, right? But in a sense, it's a gift because they have innovative and creative ideas in order to transform it all.
I love it. When you're talking about piles of trash, I'm going to take that thread for a moment. I think a wonderful way to give a gift is to give it beautifully. And that means wrapped. Mm-hmm. But I like to wrap things in reusable bags. Mm-hmm. I'm very big about that. Yep. And then you can use wonderful fabrics, mm-hmm. Along with your beautiful tissue. But you can wrap in fabrics and tie with twine and things that can be reused over and over. So I always put that out there. And that's part of the heart, because that's protecting the planet, protecting our mother.
Well, it was late 80s, I guess, at first, when this whole conversation was really coming in Toronto anyways, about reduce, reuse, recycle, environmental. And I remember the days after Christmas, taking all the wrapping paper and pretty much another remnants and wrapping all the boxes then, so it was like in the movies. So next Christmas, it was all there. So the boxes could all be reused, and that's where I was giving. And my girlfriend and I were making Christmas bags of different sizes. So the same thing. So you'd have the little ones for the jewelry and the big ones for the big presents. And those just stayed. We had the box of, this is the gift stuff. Pick your sizes. And every year it was reused. And we even had one where, the big box into the little box into, just fun one that someone knew they were going to get every year. Which one's going to get that box, But that was part of the experience, reusing, knowing that this was all reused and pretty and wonderful.
Right. Because you want it to be beautiful. I mean, I hang things on them and that, because that's the presentation is part of the experience. Yeah. I think having it come in when my youngest daughter turned 16 for her birthday, she was skiing in Canada. Uh-huh. So I sent a canister filled with chocolate kisses and a ribbon that was tied to her car key. So the ribbon was hanging out of the canister. And then, of course, that was gift wrapped. So when she got there, she opened it up and she knew what she was getting, but she opened it up and there was her gift. And so it was fun to do. I remember receiving one year a canister filled with kisses and with 5 ornaments, and each ornament was wrapped and had a ribbon outside the canister. And it was a gift for everybody. Right. So we opened the canister and everybody took a string, took a ribbon. So that's a wonderful way to do that, making that part of the experience. Yeah. And part of the joy. And candies work great for that. Yes. M&Ms, kisses, all of those things. And of course, handmade gifts are lovely,
But who has the time, beloved?
Well, here's the thing. It's not even the 1st of December yet.
Right.
So you begin now. And they don't have to be things that are really complicated, If you want to do a baking day, like I baked Christmas cookies with a friend, and we have a really good time doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have trays and cans of cookies to give people. But you can take a mason jar
Mm-hmm.
and fill it with the ingredients of things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's simple to do.
Yes.
I like going a bit farther, and then if you choose to do it together,
Right.
which is always fun. But these are gifts from the heart. Gifts from the heart. If you know that a friend likes a particular taste or a particular food,
Yeah.
find that food, or make that food, or have the ingredients of that.
And the children, right? It's the same idea, is they love to create, right? So if you're an adult and you're creating something too, that almost validates more so their creation because they want to give. But some of them stop wanting to create because they see adults just going out and buying, and they feel they have to buy, and it stops the creative flow because they just, whether it's a drawing or a painting or, they're baking a cookie, they have such joy in it. I remember even my kids in kindergarten, what they did was they all knit. No, that was grade 1. So in kindergarten, they would dip candles. So you each had a beeswax candle, and they gave that to the parents, right? They had that experience. Mm-hmm. And then I think they all learned to knit a pot holder. And they did, a little bit of knitting, and they gave that as the Christmas present. So it was consistently used, and they felt like they were giving something that was, worthy. But they loved when it was my pot holder that they were being used.
It's a lovely, lovely thing to do that, and to show that to children.
Right.
That, and it's thrilling. It's thrilling for the child to make something, and it's thrilling to receive it and for them to see that. Another wonderful thing for children is to have them draw or paint and use that for the wrapping paper.
Yes.
Which is really lovely, and then they're part of it, because mm-hmm. that's really what these celebrations are. And again, these are celebrations of light. And what better light than the vibrations that we each have? So we're giving a piece of ourselves when we give a gift.
So the light is like a symbol of our heart.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I mean, just take a moment, close your eyes and breathe and feel your heart. I mean, just feel that. And now imagine that it's glowing, that it has this beautiful glowing light. And just feel that light expand. And then imagine someone that you would like to give a gift to. And then just receive what would be good for them. Something that you could do. And then imagine them receiving it and feel that heart tie. Mm-hmm. And then the light comes together. It can be really beautiful.
As we were just doing this, mm-hmm. the thought came to me that reminded me of last year with my father, who's 80. So he's 87 last year. Mm-hmm. And a little younger than your mom.
Yeah.
And I'd asked him, because he's always like, he doesn't need anything in terms of, for years, it was always that, like, and if he wanted something, he could go buy it. So last year I said somewhere, I don't know, like in November, October, whatever, was there ever something that he wanted as a child that he never got? Right. And he said he always wanted a Tommy gun. So I went online and I found this like little costume supply place, and we were going to his place. So I sent the package, and he thought it was something that I, was getting. And there he was on Christmas morning, and he opened it up, and it was a little white plastic Tommy gun that made the noise. And my father had so much fun all day long. He'd take it out and shoot us up. And he was just, it was like he was so much joy and hysterics that here it was, after all these years, he got his Tommy gun. It's like, see, Santa's always present. It just took longer.
There you go. See, that's a lovely, lovely way to do that. I mean, so lovely. We did, for my mother's 90th birthday, I asked people to bring photographs to the celebration. And I had an album, so they put their photographs in. And then I had a blank scrapbook, memory book,
Right.
lots of colored paper and pens and all of those things. And I asked everyone to please, at some point during the celebration, during the party, to go and create something for Grandma. And that's become such a treasure for her. I mean, such an absolute treasure. She keeps it out and thumbs through it. And, you know, from the little kids all the way to her older friends, there's something in there of what she means to them. And I didn't give them any instructions other than here are pens and colored paper.
Okay, we just froze here a moment. I've just, beloved, jumped from the screen. So I'm hoping that she's coming back. Okay, so we lost the connection. So this was it. We completely finished a journey to awakening and high vibe gifts. But be creative, be inspirational, and we'll be back next week with more. And I think we're going to talk about Yule too. But enjoy the journey to your awakening and giving a high vibe gift. Bye.